the epilogue. So we are going to whew, end our current journey through Celeste. But you and I, Mulligan, we can talk for a bit while I have you here. My current issue is I want to complete games I have before adding more, but the games I started are all roguelites designed to be quite the challenge. Yeah, that's the backlog is a never-ending struggle. And a couple of years ago, like, I actually built it up to the point where I knew that I just wasn't going to be able to beat or even, like, play all the games that I'd bought. Mainly Tumbleseed and Enter the Gungeon. Oh yeah, those are tough games too. I got to a point where I just realized, like, there are dozens of games on the shelf that I'm never going to play these. Knowing that the way that I like to play games, and I try and keep playing new stuff because I need to write about it on my site, I'm just never going to play these games. And so I made the decision to just sell my backlog almost wholesale. And I pretty much said, like, here, clean slate. At this point now, I'm just going to be playing, like, one game at a time. I'm only going to buy one game at a time as I need it, and that's it. And so I've been really good at beating the games that I've been playing, but I don't play that many games anymore, and I don't buy nearly as much. Like, even when stuff's on sale, like, if I know I'm not going to play it within a couple days of buying it, then I'm just, no, not going to happen. I missed out on certain games entirely. I loved Injustice 1. Injustice 2, I just had other stuff going on, and I've never gotten around to it. I didn't even buy it. And at some point, I probably should, but with Mortal Kombat 11 coming out soon, like, I can probably pass at this point. Yeah, right now, I'm playing... Yeah, so I've been playing Celeste for stream. I promised myself that whatever my game of the year was, I'm going to start the year playing that game. And on my own time, I've streamed it a couple of times now, but I've also been playing Starlink on the Nintendo Switch. And that game is... it's good. I don't think it's great. I think there are some things that could have been done better to make it a great game, but I think it's a good one. I enjoy it. I wouldn't necessarily recommend paying full price for it, but I do enjoy the game. And you don't need to get the physical version. You can get the digital version and just play it that way. After plugging in some, like, the weapons and stuff for the first time, you don't need any of the toy stuff. But I think the toy stuff's really cool. I mean, like, oh man, the lights are just crushing the whites here. But the R-Wing looks super cool. I've got this other ship that my sister-in-law got me for Christmas, and this one is like a heavy ship in the game as well. And so it's Starlink. And after that, I actually did kind of break my rule there. I did buy a game on sale during the holidays. I grabbed... There are other space combat games coming out soon as well. I don't know which ones. Sorry, those are really big burps that I had to mute out. Yeah, I don't really follow the space combat scene. I mean, I liked Star Fox, and I bought this one because it also has Star Fox in it, but I can't really name any other ones in the genre. The other game I bought was Sushi Striker, which, man, everyone's forgotten about this game. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw looks interesting. I've never heard of that one. You always have, like, the most hipster picks in games and music. I love it. Love the demo. Okay, what console is that on? I will write that on my phone. So, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. Got it. I was on Reset Era, message board, one of my favorite boards to go to, and they were talking about most forgotten games of the year, and they had all these games. No one talked about this game. Oh, you love the demo of Sushi Striker. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed the demo as well. And my concern wasn't so much the game itself, it was more the cost of the game. Um like Canadian prices, like a $60 game in the US is $80 here. And so this is a puzzle game, and like the price on puzzle games has fallen so far. Like so many puzzle games you could play on your phone for free. And like even Tetris Effect, which is a brilliant, fantastic game, at $50, it's like, oh, I don't know, that's a lot for Tetris. Even though it's like the best Tetris in a very long time, quite possibly the best Tetris ever. Well, I think Tetris DS has it beat because it has more modes and still has the modern. Anyway, still, like this was regular price is $65 Canadian, which is like 40. Let's just say $50 US. Like for this, like I don't know. Yeah, exactly. So this dropped to $30 Canadian, which would be like $25 US, which was a lot closer to a price I was willing to pay. And because it's a Nintendo first party game, these games never go on sale, let alone drop that far unless it's a greatest hits. So I scooped this one up, and I look forward to playing this right after Starlink. I've also been... I probably need to check out some demos. There's a demo for Resident Evil 2 that I need to try out. Maybe this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to stream that, but I need to try that out. I need to try out the Dead or Alive 6 demo. And there's that like puzzle platformer game, Gris or Grease? Gris. That is on my list as well. I haven't bought that yet, though. When I'm ready to play it, I will buy it. It was Rachel from Double Jump's Game of the Year, and I told her I would play it. So, at some point, I will give it a shot. So yeah, I try and keep it really short. Right now, it's Starlink, and I'm like 80% of the way done. Then I'm going to jump over to this, and we'll see what happens from there. I don't think I have... Like, maybe Resident Evil 2's demo wows me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to go buy this. And that's out, like, next week. Other than that, I think I'm just waiting for, like, Crackdown or Anthem. Actually, no, Crackdown got delayed again, didn't it? So it's probably Anthem, so I have nothing to play for, like, another month. So, should be able to get through this one. And maybe there's something... Yeah, I could maybe knock off a couple of the games left on my backlog. I've still got The Witcher 3 in my backlog. I've got, like, going back all the way to the GameCube, my original backlog game is Metroid Prime 2. I bought it on launch day in 2004 and still have not played it. So at some point I gotta do that. Get ready for Metroid Prime 4, or whatever the heck it gets called. Metroid on the Switch. Are there any games you are looking forward to playing in 2019? Yeah, a couple of the games that I really want to try out this year. Watching the Mortal Kombat reveal, I think that game looks excellent, and I like a lot of the gameplay changes they've made to make it a little... They've actually kind of slowed it down a bit, and they've made it a little less crazy. There's not as many juggles, shorter combos, less damage. There's less emphasis on high-low shenanigans, which is I think is really good. So it's almost paced a little more like a Street Fighter. No run button. Samurai Showdown is another game I'm really excited for. Anthem, Crackdown, the next Fire Emblem game, which is out later this year. And I'm excited for Luigi's Mansion as well. I really liked Dark Moon, and I still have to play that first Luigi's Mansion game at some point. Whew. Alright, so we gotta just go back, do this all over again? No, we're not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. 2 competitive indie titles. Okay, Killer Queen Black. Oh, dude, I remember that from E3. And that looked kind of neat. And then they never talked about it again. And Lethal League Blaze. I've heard... That came up in Giant Bomb's Game of the Year discussion this year. And I was like, oh yeah, Muligoon told me about that game. I should check that out. And I still haven't checked that out. But I should at some point. More people have said good things, but I will always remember you as being the person who recommended it to me. Other things... Yeah, I think we will close it out here. Thank you so much, Muligoon, for dropping by towards the end. I was glad that I didn't have to experience that final part alone. Thank you to Anjum Plays for dropping by. Thank you, Jenna, for dropping by. Everybody that came by gave you maybe a peek. It's been quite the adventure going through Celeste. Not on console yet, but patiently waiting. Okay, then yeah, I probably won't play that anytime soon. I don't do the PC game thing, but at some point. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was shutting it down. Gotta go. Make sure to check out my website, inthirdperson.com, for articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. I've got a review up for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I just finished just before Starlink. So that's up there. I've got a review for Drop Mix, which is Harmonix's board game, card game thing, which lets you mix music. I actually just bought some expansion cards for that. I bought the Rock Pack, the Ouroboros set, which was on clearance at my local Toys R Us. In Canada, we still have Toys R Us. They didn't close down, because apparently Toys R Us US and Toys R Us Canada are 2 different companies. So, excited to play with that. And yeah, make sure to follow me on Instagram at inthirdpersondotcom. Find out when I'm streaming, and I try and post cool stuff every day. Otherwise, let's get out of here, man. Muligoon, thank you for dropping by. Tell your wife your wife and your kid, I said hello, for whatever that's worth. That sounded kind of weird now in hindsight when I say that. I wish your family all the best. Hope to see you at the next one. When am I streaming again? So this might get a little weird. I wasn't actually planning on streaming today because I wanted to fix something in my computer. Like the last few months since I bought the graphics card, I've had this issue with my streams where like every hour, like after the first hour, the encoder would crap out and the picture would stall and the audio would keep going, and then they were just out of sync all the way through. And for the last couple of weeks / months, I've been trying to turn down the settings to get it to a point where I wasn't overloading the encoder, and it wasn't happening. So I tried to do a lot of research online. I couldn't find someone with the exact problem, but I think I found a potential hardware fix for it. And talking to one of my friends who's in IT, he recommended as well that I upgrade my hard drive to a solid state drive. And so I was going to actually buy a hard drive. There's a specific hard drive I wanted to get that's on sale right now, and unfortunately it's sold out at the computer store. New GPU? Actually, it's the GPU that caused the problem. I bought an NVIDIA GTX 1060, and yeah, okay. So look, here's the whole thing. We'll rewind. So I got this computer from my work. It's kind of an older machine, didn't have a fancy graphics card in it, and when I was trying to stream and record at the same time, I would overload my CPU, which would cause the stream to like stutter and stuff. And so I bought the graphics card to try and alleviate some of that issue, and in order to do that, I stream through X264, so that's like the software encoder, and then I tried to run the local copy, so I record locally as well. I'm not recording today, but I tried to record the local copy through the graphics card because it can do the heavy lifting there. presumably do the heavy lifting. But then recording it through there, that was what was causing the encoder to overload and slip. And I'm pretty sure it's because my hard drive can't write fast enough to keep up. So once I get a SSD, hopefully that'll get fixed. I've ordered it on Amazon. Amazon Prime should come through tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow night I will perform surgery on my computer. And we'll see when I can stream again. Hopefully everything goes smooth. The last time I opened up my computer to put in the graphics card, it did not go so well, and I was out of commission for like a couple of weeks. But yeah, hopefully once that's done, then I can like finally put the technical issues behind me and just focus on making this the best stream it can be. Hopefully streaming at a higher bit rate, recording definitely at a higher bit rate, so that when I upload these to YouTube, everything's like super crisp. And then kind of go from there. There's all sorts of things with streaming, man. Like the hardware, it never ends. It never ends. Like the hardware stuff, and then just like things that I want to do creatively besides playing games. I need to get my stream stuff set up again. Oh, you were streaming? I did not know that. Why'd you stop streaming? And what was your experience like streaming? You let me know. I'm just going to check some stuff here real quick. I actually started streaming... Oh, I got new equipment that I haven't had a chance to set up. Oh, okay. That's great. Yeah, I actually started streaming. I've been streaming for like 2 years now. And the first year, I was streaming on Facebook Live. Don't stream on Facebook Live. Man, that was such a mistake on my part. Like, I started streaming on YouTube because I had the in third person YouTube channel for so long, and nobody watched me on YouTube. Then I went over to... Oh, I've only done like 4 streams, but I enjoyed myself enough to do it more regularly. Okay, well, once you get that going... Actually, let me go do some stuff here. Let's, twitch.tv/Muligoon. Here, I'll let you watch this as well. Calm. 0 followers, 3 people following. I will follow you. There it is. So there it is. I will be ready to watch. Well, hopefully you're streaming at a time I can watch. But yep, I've followed. What was I saying with Facebook Live? Yeah, Facebook Live is bad. Yeah, I streamed on Twitch like once or twice, and nobody watched me there. But I think that should be expected when you're starting out. And I went to Facebook Live, and I was streaming NBA Playgrounds. And I think it was... Haha, thank you. It was actually on YouTube. But maybe I should try Twitch. Oh, okay. Is it your same YouTube name? Here, let me throw that in. Yeah, tell me what your YouTube name is, and I will follow there as well. Yeah, I streamed a couple of times on YouTube, and I didn't really get any sort of traction out of it. Twitch, I didn't early on, and then I went to Facebook, and I was streaming NBA Playgrounds on the day it came out, and it was also during the NBA playoffs. And also, I had just started streaming on Facebook, and I think all of those things drove hundreds of people to my stream. Like, I could not believe how many people were in there. The numbers just kept climbing, climbing, climbing. Well, not enough subscribers for a short channel name. Okay. And so, like, when that first stream happened, I thought, like, man, like, why am I wasting my time with YouTube? Why am I wasting my time with Twitch? There's like 400 people in this room watching me play NBA Playgrounds right now. I need to be here. This is going to be my home going forward from now till forever. And that proved to be a real big mistake. The video quality was always bad. It was always compressing it in ways that made it look less than 720p. It After that stream, like, no one showed up. And even when they did, even when people did show up to the stream, like, no one was chatting, no one cared. People were confused. Like, when I did, it was in different languages. It was awful. And I streamed there for like a year, thinking like, oh man, the next time they're gonna come. They came last time. And I'm guessing your channel is the channel with the Arena of Valor and Paladins stuff. I should go back to both of those, by the way. I think I could probably pass on Arena of Valor, but definitely Paladins. I think I got sucked into Overwatch, and then I ended up dropping all the hero shooters, trying to play other things. Yeah, after that first Facebook live stream, I think they realized that I wasn't going to buy any sort of advertising from them, and they cut off all my promotion, and at that point, like, no one showed up. So, yeah, it was a lie. The whole thing was a lie. And I see them now, and they're advertising like, oh, you need to come back, and it's not worth it. And there was actually one week, because I have a Facebook page as well. You can actually see the link. Oh, it just passed by. Facebook/in3rd person. And there was a week when they had launched their new gamer program, and they were sending me tons of impressions. Like, I usually get like a couple of hundred a week, and it jumped to thousands in this one week when they launched it, because they were trying to get me to buy more ads. And so yeah, that whole thing was just them trying to sucker me into buying ads off their platform, and I didn't feel comfortable in that environment, among all the other complaints I had with it, so I bounced. Yeah, ditto. If I do stream again, it will probably be Paladins. Okay. Now that I have you as a friend on Switch, we should play. I would party up with you on that. Arena Valor I don't know. The developers don't seem passionate about the Switch version. That's unfortunate. I haven't really been following Arena Valor on Switch, so I can't say. But that's unfortunate if true. Also, Smite's coming out on the Switch like really soon, right? But yeah, if you need people for a Paladin stream, I could possibly squat up with you there. Even if I'm like not on camera or anything, just playing as a member. And I might be able to recruit my brother too, because he also enjoys Paladins. Yeah, speaking of squatting up for shooters, Black Ops is not... Yeah, Black Ops 4, the Blackout mode, is in free trial starting tomorrow. And I'd like to get a Boss Rush squad stream going for that, but we'll see. Not sure I'll do the Founders Pack, but definitely going to give Smite a try. I'll probably give Smite a try as well, now that I've gotten at least a taste of what a MOBA is like. And it's kind of funny, like, playing Paladins. I was playing it so much in free to play, and then I kept thinking about buying these characters, and then it went on sale for 30% off, and I was like, okay, I can, like, they're on sale, I've got these eShop coins, throw it down, and I bought it, and then not long after I bought the Founders Pack, I just stopped playing the game. So, there it is. But I'm not thinking about buying the pack anymore, because I haven't. I don't have to worry about it anymore. That's a weird phenomenon for me, of where I get super excited about something, or like I'm anxious about whether or not I get it, and I almost tend to lean towards, you know what, if I buy the thing, I'm not going to stress out about whether or not I should buy the thing, because I will just have the thing, and I will either play it, enjoy it, or I will just forget about it, but at least I'm not stressing out about it. High Res has really impressed me lately. They stepped up their game. Yeah, Paladins on the Switch is great, and like having seen bits of like PS4 or Xbox version, like, yes, it looks better, but it doesn't look that much better, I don't think. Like, it's close enough where I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll totally play this on the Switch. This is fine. Yeah, I think there's... Yeah, the last time I played Paladins was right around the time the Octopus guy, or the Kraken guy, was released. And I remember when that came out, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stream Paladins, and we're going to try out the new guy. And then some stuff came up, and I ended up playing Paladins just like by myself, trying that new guy out, and then I never ended up streaming it. So there is that. At some point, I'll get back to that game, because that game is a lot of fun. It's too many games, man. There's too many games. Even in my life where I've cut all these games out of my backlog, stuff still piles up. Like, I've never really gotten into any of the PlayStation Plus games that I get. Like, I let Black Ops 3 slip by, Destiny 2, pretty much everything in the last 2 or 3 years from PlayStation Plus I haven't really played. Just, like, download it to have it and then delete it off my hard drive because it's taking up space. Yeah, always more to play. It never ends, but we try. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah. So that's that. Not sure. Hopefully, if all goes well this weekend, there shouldn't be any sort of interruption to my stream sched. I will, I guess at the latest, I'll be back Wednesday, but I've been doing some internal debates, and I'm going to try and stream a bit more on weeknights. Wednesday is still going to be my day. I'm going to try and stream a bit earlier, like try and stream around 8 o'clock. And then I'll try and do at least one more day in the weekday, like a Tuesday or a Thursday. Just because, yeah, I want to keep doing this. And once I get this computer situation fixed, we can stream with confidence. I'm not going to be sitting here, like, asking you guys to check if my voice and my video are out of sync, and I can go back to optimizing my retro setup. There's retro games I got to play. I bought this, actually. Hold on. The last con I went to in December, I don't know if you follow me on any of the social media channels, so I'll show you here. Oh, and I dropped it. Awesome. I bought this at a convention. Disney's Aladdin on the SNES. And I definitely want to stream this one at some point. But I've been holding off hooking up any of the retro consoles until I figure out my technical issues. So hopefully when that gets sorted out, we can play more Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, NES, all of that stuff. I've been thinking, like, the last time I was streaming Starlink, I have an Atari 2600. I have no idea how to stream that. I don't even know if I can stream it just because the inputs are so old. I've been thinking about getting that Atari collection on the Switch because it's 150 games for however many bucks. Just to have those. I like collecting Atari stuff. But yeah. Yeah, once we get the retro streaming, man, that'd be great. What is your... Okay, here we go. Here's a question for you. What is your... Like, what era of gaming did you grow up with as a kid? Like, when you were first starting a game, like, what was your system of choice at the time? Let me go put Aladdin back. I guess I can pull, like, a handful of random games here for show and tell. What are some good games here. Got this one. We can show this one again. Just a smattering of games off different platforms here. What is the coolest of these? Oh, there we go. And let's pull like there we go. NES, then Sega Genesis, then PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Okay, I was a Nintendo guy for a very long time. It was the NES, then the SNES, then the Nintendo 64, then the GameCube, then the Wii, and that's when I expanded out because the Wii was just not the platform for me. My cousins all had a Sega Genesis, so I got to play a lot of that at the time. But at that point, like, I got so grizzled by the console war that I was just like Nintendo only. Although that said, like, well, here. Alright, so I grabbed a couple games for show and tell here. We're going to talk about some old games. Let's start oldest to newest, I guess. I showed this on the Starlink stream last time. So I'm all about these Capcom remakes / remasters because I grew up with it. Yeah, okay. I actually didn't play Resident Evil 2 because I had a GameCube, but I did play Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 0. I have both of those. I did not grab them for show and tell. But I do have a Capcom game here in my stack. Alright, so I just pulled these games. Some random, some not. This one definitely not random. My copy of E.T. on the Atari 2600. Man, the glare on my lights. Hold up. Let's turn that off and see if that works better. E.T. on the Atari 2600. I guess you're getting less glare, but yeah. Onimusha might be a good single-player game for me to stream. Oh yeah, that's coming out soon too, that remaster on the Switch. I've never played Onimusha either because that was also rooted in a platform I didn't have. So yeah, that was E.T. I bought that mid-2000s, and it's actually kind of funny. The store that I ended up buying this at was across the street from where my future wife would live, and the store was called Game Now, and it was located like half an hour away from my house. I think like I was going through a kind of dark time in my life where I was trying to escape the stresses of the situation I was in by buying up old video games and stuff, and I found this one store in the phone book or online that was in the city over, and I think my friend came with me, my friend Wendy, and we went over to Game Now, and they had 2 Atari 2600s and a bunch of games. And she was looking for like cool retro game stuff to give as a gift, and I was like, man, I need this copy of E.T. I knew the story, I had to get it. And yeah, as it turns out, that store was across the street from where my future wife was living at the time, and we wouldn't even meet until like 5 years after I bought this game, and it was like right by her place. So just kind of a crazy coincidence. Some other games here for show and tell. Here we go, a Capcom one. This one's on the NES, and it's probably not what you think. It is Street Fighter 2010: The Final Fight. Of course, this one is takes place in the year 2010, this dystopian, crazy high-tech future where Ken is a scientist and he's playing in a 2D action platformer. From everything I've heard, this game is terrible, but I have not had a chance to play it yet. I've had this for a couple years now, and I've just never thrown it in. But at some point, we will get to that. Alright, moving on up. Oh man, we are approaching 3 hours here. I haven't streamed this long since the marathon. A little more mainstream on this one. And this one got remastered a couple of years ago on the Xbox 360. This one's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Yeah, this one's a classic arcade beat 'em up on the Super Nintendo. Probably still my favorite Ninja Turtles game, though I will say Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighter on the Super Nintendo is also excellent. That is an underrated fighting game. 2 more games, and then I think we'll call it. On the Nintendo 64, so my Nintendo 64 games are like in a weird stack where they're like stacked this way, so you can't actually see any of the labels except the front one. And so like I just skimmed through and I grabbed a random, I wouldn't say a random game, but I don't think people would be like, oh man, you have Wetrix. Oh, my old roommate was definitely a Dark Times collector. My Dark Times is my WoW obsession. I hear you. I have a friend who also went through a dark time in their life, and they played a ton of WoW during that phase. And he's out of it now, and he's gotten his life on track, which is great. But yeah, being an adult can be really hard.